Yo, what's up, everybody? How is the world rocking right now? How is the world feeling? How are the people feeling? How is everyone holding up in this place that we call Earth and home to 7-8 billion people in this world? And if you've been paying attention and you've been watching what's going on, you will see that this world and our nation and the world itself and different nations are all going at a very intensified ordeal in life. Like, there's a lot of things going on. And today, here in Idaho, the city is called Cor D Elim. I know I just butchered the hell out of it, but I'm sorry. All right. So, from what has been said, there was one suspected shooter. Basically, started a wildfire and lured paramedics, firefighters, and started taking fire at the firefighters. Two officers lost their lives, and that is a very sad day for this world. And any life loss is a sad day for this world, regardless if you're bad or good. We're all human, and any life loss is definitely not a good thing, because more death is more bloodshed and more taintedness to this place, again, as we call Earth. So we're gonna watch this for a little bit, and we're gonna see kind of like what's going on and what they're saying about it, and then we're gonna kind of talk about it and see what we think and what could be bigger at play, because this isn't the only thing that happened today. There was quite a few things that happened here in our states, but also there's some things that's going on with this individual that I was watching a video on Instagram, and this dude that he stumbled across has a countdown. And it's a countdown, and we're basically on the last day of the countdown. This is after today. Tomorrow's the final day. And to see what's gone on today and what's kind of taken place, I'm not looking forward to what's going on and what's going to take place. And I mean, nothing could take place, but I doubt it, because look at what's going on. There's so many things going on in this world, and there's so many people. Well, there wasn't that many people back in the day talking about this. There was very few people talking about this, but I was one of those people that was talking about this, and I went through a very, very, very interesting phase in my life. I got Kanye before Kanye got Kanye. So I've been around the cookie jar for a while. And I've been observing, and I've been watching, and yeah, it's getting time, guys, and it's getting real, very, very real, realer than it ever has been before. We are at such heightened times now that this world is just getting ready to collapse. The world, not just our nation, the world. If you notice, there's things that went on in China. There was a flood in China, really massive. A lot of people got evacuated from their homes. I don't know how many people lost their lives, but I'm pretty sure it was a pretty substantial amount of people that probably lost their lives, and I hope none lost their lives. But let's take a look and see what they say about this, and then we'll get back to this. I'm going to mute this because my computer doesn't want to let me use my headphones, and I don't have any other headphones right now. So yeah, let's get into it. In 3, 2, 1, and boom. I mean, there's a lot of presence there. Definitely for sure.
We now have 2 deaths. We have an unknown amount of casualties. We still have civilians that are coming off of that mountain. We might have civilians that are stuck or in shock on that mountain. So this is a very, very fresh situation. We are actively taking sniper fire as we speak. This is an active situation. We have multiple agencies that are on scene, from local and federal authorities, and we are prepared to neutralize this suspect who is currently actively shooting at public safety personnel. We are prepared to neutralize this suspect as quickly as possible. They are not, at this point in time.
I'm at least going to pause this for right now. This was 4 hours ago, so we're actually going to watch the press conference that just took place not too long ago, actually. I know I spelled conference wrong completely.
What if recording high-quality content, editing like a pro, and streaming like a star was as simple?
Okay,
I don't have red.
we're going to go ahead and get started.
No, that quality is not good.
BOCC is Bruce Matari.
All right, so we're going to watch the press conference that just took place. And what I really want y'all to do is watch and listen to how they speak. Everything is all about coding in words, placement, how also you use your eyes, how you use your hands, your body language, how you move, how you operate. There's a lot that you can read into people without hearing words. All the extra stuff is also code and wording. So keep an eye onto what everyone is saying and doing. Don't just be so consumed by the words. Watch what they do. Watch how their hands operate. Watch how their body operates. This is a way I use my hands. I use my body to communicate because that is a good way of expressing. So we're going to listen to this. I'm going to mute this, and I'm going to intervene whenever I feel like it's necessary.
We have Lieutenant Jess Stinson from the Idaho State Police. We have Bill DeRuyter from the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. And we have Pete Hawley from the Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. And we're going to go through a quick timeline. This is still a very, very fresh investigation. So, an incident. So many of these facts might change, but they are evolving as we speak. At approximately 1:21 this afternoon, we received a phone call that there was a fire on the backside or east side of Canfield Mountain. Fire assets responded to the scene, and
Watch whenever
at
they
approximately
ask
2 o'clock,
the reporters.
firefighters broadcast that they were being shot at on Canfield Mountain. During that next hour and a half, where we have assets that are responding to the aid of these firefighters, We still have an active fire. We are managing 17,000 square foot containment area. We are requesting other law enforcement agencies to assist us. We had the police, the FBI meetings responded right here in Idaho, Bonner County, Shoshone County, Kellogg. So we had about 300 law enforcement officers that were on scene that were trying to make heads and tails out of what was occurring. And during this time, we exchanged gunfire with the suspect, and we also got information. We received information from the White House, from Kash Patel, the FBI.
Okay. All right. So one thing that you're going to notice, and I noticed this throughout this whole press conference, that whistle. Whenever a whistle happened, I don't know, like even me, I got like distorted, and it rings my ears every time. And I'm wondering why. I have never heard rings like that in any press conference ever. And I've watched a lot of press conferences. Never have I heard a ring that was so like that.
We also got information. We received information from the White House, from.
And this goes on 3-4 times, I think. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's like 3 or 4 times that I hear it. And it sounds like a dog whistle. It sounds like they're using the canine to call for your dog, but that's not supposed to be that loud. That's supposed to be only for the dog's ears. We're not supposed to be able to hear that if it was a dog whistle. So what was that?
The FBI, from Governor Brad Little, and also Raul Labrador, that anything that we needed, that they would absolutely respond. So we had a lot of assets that came into that command post. And then we had a briefing about 6:30, about 18:30 hours at the command post. And in that briefing, kind of gave an update to the agencies that this is still an active shooter, and that as soon as this individual could be neutralized, that he should be neutralized and the threat should be eliminated as quickly as possible. At approximately 1940 hours, we did have information that let me back up just a second. We had a cell phone activation that was in the same spot since about 3:16.
All right, hold on. So we're going to go back and listen to that one more time and see how the story changed. Well, it didn't change. It's just, Let
me back up just a second.
All right. Okay, we'll back up.
At approximately 1940 hours, we did have information that let me back up just a second. We had a cell phone.
Okay, so clinks, different sounds. I don't know why, but something is giving me this compellment that there's something dictating the narrative of this, and it's doing with sounds of different things. Just watch, guys. I don't know why, but you're gonna hear sounds in this that's not common. At least for me, I've never heard some of these sounds. Well, I've heard them, but it's just body language, as I said.
Activation that was in the same spot since about 316. And that it was in the same area. And we honed in on that cell phone. We saw that there was a male appeared to be deceased with a weapon nearby. So we have currently one dead shooter. Based on the preliminary investigation that was being conducted, keep in mind we had a fire that was rapidly it was approaching the body, so we had to scoop up that body, and we had to transport that body to a different location. But based on the preliminary information, we believe that is the only shooter that was on that mountain at that time. So there is no threat to the community at this time. Based on the trajectory and based on the type of weapons that this individual had, could recover, we believe only the shooter. We did lose a firefighter, and we did lose a firefighter.
Transformation. True. All right. Well, all right. So we're just gonna talk here, okay? Just went on was very, very odd. Everything on my system went completely whack, and I don't know why. I do know why. It's because of what I talk about. It's what I express. It's what I want to bring to the world. I'm here to bring the world peace. I'm here to bring the world stability. I am here to show the world that there's a better way. I'm here to enlighten the world of the darkness that we have at play. The chess game. And I'm one of the pieces. I'm a nobody. But I'm not. I am not nobody. There are certain people out here in this world right now that are up from above. Rocking for him. And we've been talking about things for a long time. So be ready. Because it's coming. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not next year. Maybe not until 5 years from now. But it's coming. You see the way of the world. You see how everything is forming. You see how everything is playing. We're playing it right to where they want it and where he wants it. Because all of it has to connect and meet together. That's how you get it to work. So it's crazy. So last year, somebody had told me that I had 1 year to get everything in order because you have 1 year left to go on to your path and to your goal. And I never met this person ever in my life. But this person told me things about me that nobody knew. Amongst the group of people that I was with. But this woman had no background about me. Expressed my life struggles, my situation, my feelings, like my aura. Like she was saying some pretty heavy things, and whoa. So I'm just seeing that this is possibly the path right here. Doing this. It's okay. If this is what it has to be, this is what it has to be. Because we could be living in our dandy-free life every single day, not knowing what our path is, not knowing what our goal and our objective and our destiny is. I love to talk. I love people. I love this world. And I don't like what's going on, but it has to happen. But it's also an awakening that has to take place. And there's people out here who would not be expecting to hear me say it, or they would expect me to be saying it. But maybe I say something, or maybe I say it in a soft tone voice that doesn't sound like it's aggressive. Because that's the one thing about talking about God or Jesus or anybody, everyone has so much ferocity about talking about it. But that's good, it's good and bad. There's pros and cons. Shoveling it down someone's throat will never lead someone somewhere. But if you just show up by actions and demeanor and how you want to be a better person, that's actions speak louder than words. And that is still a true thing to this day. Actions speak louder than words. I guess I tell myself that, I don't think it's like a battle too. So, who do I have here? Hello to whoever is involved into my page. Oh, that's me. I am my own viewer. And my viewer just left of me. I don't know how it actually happened, but interesting. I'm not here to express the news. There's so many different people doing that, expressing the news, showing and telling you what is going on. I'm here to help guide you into whatever pathway you're looking to go. And like, it's up to you regardless. And you can speak hate on here if you want, but you will never be able to allow access to participate in a live stream. You can sit here in my comment section and blast all you want. That shows it's working. But I don't get anything because they don't want me speaking, because they know what my mission and goal is. My previous page, my very first page, has 103 subscribers, 600 and something videos. So my very first video, I went hot and heavy. You know what? I'm gonna watch my video. So, mind you, I'm gonna look so. There's me. Give me 1 second. Technical difficulties. Checking on my YouTube on my phone. Yo. Hey, yo, yeah. Hey, yeah, yo, we them boys. Ooh, get it. I'ma speak it out. Ooh. Word. Swerve. Alright, hold on, I gotta go close this door really fast. All right, so this video right here was my very first YouTube video that I made 9 years ago, July 27th. So it is about to be 10 years ago that I made this video. That's crazy, you know, 10 years ago. Usually takes about 10 years to create your mastering at what it is that you do. You know, you become a master at your craft. Maybe I'm hitting my 10,000 hour marker, you know? Huh, interesting. Because I mean, I've done a lot of talking, I've done a lot of expressing, and this is definitely my road of life. And I took a break because I needed the world to see some things take place and go on. And now here we are. We are taking place in a very, very odd world that is now completely changed its way from how it was whenever this was going on. These messages that you're going to hear right here from me, these are not for the lighthearted right here. And it's going to sound very, very odd because whenever this happened and I started talking, back in 2013, I got body slam on concrete. I got my skull fractured in 2 layers. I got my tailbone cracked in 2 places, and I got my meniscus messed up. So my brain already in itself, it's hard to process and think because my brain runs too fast on things. So I overthink on a lot of things. But we're gonna listen to this, and yeah, I'm excited. It's been a very long time since I've actually heard this video. Let's get it.
So, nope. That is totally bad. But I'm just gonna keep this video going because that's what makes interviews and reports that come from the heart. And it's so hard to write and to talk. I mean, I can talk better than I can talk on camera. This is only like my third time talking ever to camera, but to talk to people and to tell what goes on. And you know, InfoWars, you know, they're all up into it, and I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. You are the heart of this country in a way. You're telling the evidence. You're giving the facts. You're giving different examples to prove how this happens, not through just our country, but other countries around the world. And the Middle East, you know, the Iran nuke deals, Muslim Brotherhood, you know, TPP, TTPI, TTIP.
Hold on. So,
not through just our country, but other countries around the world.
watch.
And the Middle East, you know, the Iran nuke deals.
And what have we been going on about right now? What just took place on Father's Day for me this year? Israel and Iran wanted to go about and start throwing missiles at each other over the nuclear missiles and the nuclear weapons ordeal, the nuclear facilities. Quit playing with me, y'all. Quit playing with me.
Muslim Brotherhood, you know, TPP, TTPI, TTIP. Yeah, I think I had that.
Trans-Pacific.
TTIP. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm very dyslexic, so I mean, I can read words. I can describe. Like I can just like I can tell like how to word
I
words
guess gonna
around,
be
and it might
here
switch
we
around on
go.
me. But I look at it like in a different standpoint, action view. And I mean, I'm going to be making a lot of segmented videos. This first one is just to literally get my voice out there, because I mean, I can talk a lot, and it's just actually getting onto a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Because for years I have just hated having myself on camera, any type of pictures. You would never see me in any pictures, but now I'm trying to get all over it, because I want the world to know that Christ is coming.
Ooh.
And if you don't believe in Christ, if you
Christ
don't
is
believe
coming,
that,
y'all.
you know, any of the Bible is real, and you know, yes, there is a lot of words that were taken out of our Bible. And that's because that's what the globalists want. They want our Bible to not make any sense, and people to question and be like, hey, that might happen, that might be able to happen, but that might not, because you guys aren't hearing the
My
whole story of the Bible.
transformation.
And angels walk this earth. You know, we amuse angels. Like you're supposed to stay nice to strangers. Like anyone you meet, you're supposed to show with love, care, and respect and compassion.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't do that. And so you might actually be disrespecting an angel. I don't know. I mean, I know I probably have. I've met a couple of guardian angels in my life, and you know, I still have mine. And you know, it's that voice in your head that you can tell is distorted. Like it's your voice, but it's distorted into a little bit different. And that's your guardian. And you can have conversations with your guardian. But I'm wanting to throw this video out
daily
to InfoWars personally, and say this is Charles Sharp. This is me. And I set in an application. I did my resume, and it's really scattered. It's really scattered brain, because that's my brain. My brain is scattered. Like it will never stop running. Like it always runs. And I'm only 20 years old. I got smashed in my head. I've had a lot of stuff in my life that I cannot explain. But I know God is leading me to y'all, because 5 years ago, after I have a dream, and I'll explain more into it, because this is just like a starting opening into talking and just being able to open my voice. So I just ask for support and appreciation, and just respect. I mean, just a chance, you know, by the whole world, because we need to be a nation of caring people. And right now our government is not doing that. They don't care, because they are demons and they want us dead. And that's why Christ will come back. He sent his son to die on the cross. He rose again, went up to heaven. He ascended to heaven, and he's going to come back. And you can see that all through the Old Testament in Isaiah or Ezekiel. It talks about stuff, you know, that will come into play into this day. And Revelations really speaks it. But yeah, I have so much that I can say, but I would literally just be talking on the phone for hours and hours and hours and hours. There's no point to make a 6-hour video of me just sitting here and doing nothing and just talking. But I feel like, you know, that is one of my biggest strong suits, is talking to people, because I've opened up people's eyes. You know, I've told people this for the last 5 years, you know, of a world government. You know, this world is going to experience different things. And I said that 5 years ago. I said there was going to be a race war. I said there was going to be a nuclear war that happens. I was like, there is going to be wars. There is going to be famines. There is going to be pestilence. There is going to be everything that is wiping out this world. And no one believed me. And so I went through institutions, you know, I was on psychedelic medicine, you know, for years. I was on a bunch of antipsychotics, antidepressants, anti-anxieties. And I figured out, you know, of the real spiritual world when I got possessed at my buddy's house. And, you know, I was like, hey, let's contact your mom. And he was like, I don't know, man. I was like, come on, man, let's just do it. And it's like, all right, fine. So we turn off the lights, and you know, I started saying, you know, if you're here, you know, said her name. I don't remember her name, but I asked, if you're here, show us a sign that you're here. And it was just really quiet, and we're just sitting there, and the whole room is dark. We're sitting in the living room, me, and I'm not gonna say my other two friends because I'm not gonna throw them involved in this, because this is my speech, my story, my way of interpreting things. And all of a sudden we just hear just a tap on glass, and that's all we hear. And so we're just like, okay, it's a creak, you know. And my buddy's like, okay, dude, let's just quit this. And so he turns on the light, and right when that light turns on, like, I just know that there's something just in me. Like, I can't move. I'm standing still. I can't do anything. And they go into the garage. Like, let's say here's where I am. Here's where they were. They walked into the back right here and went into the garage, and they're yelling my name out. And I'm just standing there, just staring right where the glass was. And they come back around, and they're like, "Hey, Shane," and that's my middle name, is Shane. So that's why I'm saying that, because I don't go by Shane anymore. I go by Charles. That's my past. It's a crazy past. But,
wow. Yeah. I said I wouldn't go by Shane, but now I have people who do call me Shane, but I go by Charles. But I'm also RZ, and I'm also in the morning Charles. I am quite a few different things, but one thing that I am is true. I stay true to what I believe. I stay true to what I hold, and I don't know if you've heard any of this right here, but if you have, it's gonna be a little bit of a chill. And maybe it won't. Maybe you're just gonna be like, bullshit. So what? If you don't believe it, then that's cool. You can walk your way out. But this is just wait. It gets deeper, but I don't have time to show y'all 600 and something videos. I just have time to show what I'm doing.
But they call my name out, and I just slowly turned my head.
This was a creepy story.
And they just said that my pupils.
Okay, so I don't know if I explained it, but this story right here is what made me realize, being on psychotropic medicines from pharmaceutical companies, that there was something deeper within this world. And it wasn't having schizophrenia. It wasn't having bipolar with audible and visual hallucinations. There is something very deep and spiritual about this world. And even being on medications, I got possessed twice in one night. Twice. And it was so chilling because I remember it, all of it. Like, this is one of the situations that I can never forget in my life. I will always remember this. So it was the start. That was basically the start of me, like, gravitating into my awakening, because I needed to slip out of the medication field. And I mean, there's pros and cons to it, because, you know, the pro is, you know, I got off the medications, but the con, I think I became blacklisted by everything when it comes to healthcare. Everything. Because I've tried applying for insurance back in the day whenever I first had my injury, and I tried so many times, never got confirmation emails, never got anything, never got no papers in the mail. So I feel like I was blacklisted. And here, the last year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, I'd say 3 years. It was really, really complicating, because my body has definitely gone through some type of change, and I need to go get help. And I'm afraid to try to even just go apply for insurance, because I'm just afraid I'm gonna walk into the same synopsis, and I can't get anything. Nothing can happen. I'm just gonna be fighting a dead horse. And that's what I've always been doing, is just fighting dead horses. I can never fully actually get past the pasture and onto the road to it without any obstacles. It's just all right. Let's watch a couple more minutes and then I gotta go and get to bed. It's 1:09 in the morning.
Pupils was nothing but black. And I don't have any pictures. I don't have anything to prove it. All I can tell
I don't, but
is how my body
I have
felt.
two
Like,
people
I couldn't
that can
control
tell
my
you.
actions. And they're like, oh no, he's possessed. They ran out of that house. I stood up. I laughed. And then I got conscious again. I was like, oh, heck no. And I ran out of that house. But it happened one more time. And that was later at night. We were watching this movie and we fell asleep. And I was standing in between of them. I was in the middle of them. So I thought that nothing could happen.
Standing over.
So I wake up and I just stand up and I start staring at them
Just looking at them.
for about a good 30 minutes. Just staring at them both. And all of a sudden I get conscious again. I'm like, dude, we have to get the hell out of this house. And I'm sorry for my language. I don't really I don't slur. And you know, it's righteous anger when I slur. And no, that's something we don't have today. We don't have a righteous anger. We have just regular anger, and we think that we can just take it out by hate, persecution,
Judgment.
just evil things. But no, righteous anger is a thing from God. It's a thing from God. And so I'm making this about a 10-minute video, and I just hope that everyone that's going on to the Twitter world, you can find me at Charles Sharp, Charles Sharp CS. I think I don't know. You'll find me. You go on my profile. I'm always in like a black background or something, and I'll have a Spider-Man hat because that's me. I believe in the people. I believe in saving this civilization.
Yo.
Civilization.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's fun.
What's up?
It's fun having to recreate. Gosh dang, man. You see, this is what I'm talking about, like working in videos. Like I'm still having to work on my language, but I'm doing this no paper free. You can see that I have no papers whatsoever. This is all from here because I don't believe on reading on a green screen or I believe looking into your facts, looking into your evidence, and that's what I will bring. I'll bring more evidence, I'll bring more facts, I'll bring more paperwork, but I'm never going to use it from a prop or one of those screens that have all the writing on it because that's your words being written out by somebody else. That's not from you, and that's not from your spirit. That's not from your guardian angel. That's from corporate business banks that want to say what they want to be said. And that's where our mainstream media has really
I think you might want to be careful.
So
Charles.
this is Charles Sharp signing off.
Censored. You might become censored just by saying what you just said right there. Am I right? Oh, no. All right. So just with this right here, do you agree with any of this, or do you think everything that I have said is just a bunch of malarkey? And if you think it's a bunch of malarkey, that's all right. That's all good. No worries. No harm. No foul. This is not the page for you. This is just the page that we are here to express our mind and express our thoughts and express our feelings. And I want people to come up onto this platform and talk with me about what's going on, either with them or with what we see going on in the world and how we can make it better. Because whenever we can start being able to do that, we will make this world a much better place. And there's some people that I have been trying to reach out here for a long time, and I cannot get a hold of them at all. But I know that they are part of the universal mission that is what I'm doing. Now they are in different forms and different categories in life, but they all talk to the people. We're not talking to our corporations. We're talking to our people. We're talking to the people. We're not sitting here trying to mislead you or misguide you. There is a lot of people out here who are trying to mislead you and misguide you. I tell you with what's going on here and how I see it here. I don't tell you how, I mean, I'll tell you how I do see it from what they say too, but I take my own perspective just like you should take your own perspective. Quit always taking the perspective of what the mainstream media gives you. And just because they give you the video evidence of it, do you really think that can't be manipulated in any sort of way? Like, hold on. Let's see. I don't think I can do this right now, but I don't think that I can. Oh, wait. I can. So you know what? I'm gonna go and manipulate the background. I'm gonna manipulate the background. I'm gonna manipulate the background. So you know what? Right there. I manipulate the background now because I am Charles for President 2036. I'm representing. Okay, so good night. Y'all be safe and be watchful and be wary because things are about to get weird. Very weird. And then I don't know, maybe soon the lights might go out. And if the lights go out, then you must definitely be ready. Peace out, y'all.